Hey guys, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're coming from or checking me out. I want to say thank you for clicking on this video and showing your support. I just want to touch base with you guys today that I have been at the end game on Division 2 for quite a bit now, and I have to level up significantly more because what I really want to do is, like anybody else, I want to farm exotics. But I'm not able to do that until I get a higher level. So, there's a bit of a grind in order to reach a status that you're not just getting murked every PvP engagement in the dark zone. So there's a couple things you can do. A lot of what guys have said is to, just run through the main missions, do the main storyline, and you get a lot of shade levels that way and XP. There's other things you can do like control points, public executions, and those are actually really good ways to get a lot of XP also. But what I want to talk about today is something that's, I want to say, maybe a little underrated or maybe more under the radar, are bounties. I came across bounties just on, sporadically looking through old YouTube videos of people making content. And I thought, well, there's maybe half a dozen or so more on a map. And I started to give them a whirl, and I thought I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed how not only it was a little bit of diversity on, I guess, certain bosses, but also it threw me around the map. So I wasn't just stuck in one spot. It was actually sending me to all parts of Washington, and that helped me significantly if I wanted to specifically try to loot a certain item. So I can go. I knew if once I started try to take on a bounty for a boss, that odds are I had a better chance of getting whatever said item that I needed if it was in that designated loot area. And to be honest with you, I just enjoyed it just for just really for the plain diversity, and it didn't seem like it was extremely difficult or that it was just such a grind as like a control point. Um, I got nothing against control points, but if I had to kind of rate what I want to do, I'd prefer to do public executions before anything. But I think I'm really gonna do bounties more often now. They reset. I want to say maybe every 8 hours. Don't hold me to that, but they are definitely a daily reset, and it allows you to go get a bunch of XP. And not only can I get a bunch of XP within a little bit of time, but I'm talking, man, you can probably knock out maybe 2 or 3 bounties in maybe an hour, right? And that's, it's about the same thing as you doing anything else, like a control point or a public execution or anything like that, or even a convoy. So it's not horrible, right? And at times it can be a little more challenging than others because you might be inside of a building having to fight some drones or, waves of guys, or like here you're outside in the middle of the park, just trying to work your way up to to an advantage point or to the target. What I didn't like so much is that it kind of, I wanted more. Really, I just wish there was more of it. I think there should be maybe 10 to 12, right? And maybe that's a little much in itself, but I would think maybe if there's a progression system that each one gets harder over time. Like if I whatever way range you do it, if out of the 10 you're doing, they slowly climb up. And I guess, the easiest answer to that is, well, just change your difficulty. I'm on hard now, maybe I need to go to heroic, so that way it can be a little more difficult. But at the same time, I wanted to just I didn't want to have to worry that I'm not going to finish the mission. Um I wanted to grind. I wanted to get the XP without it, just racking my brain or feeling like I needed somebody to um be with me, like I needed a partner up or I needed a squad. I felt perfectly confident that I can go get these bounties by myself, and some of them were harder than others. And I did die a few times on some, and now that was kind of my fault. But I mean, it just wasn't some numb feeling of me running around and shooting. That there was a challenge to it, and I did enjoy it quite a bit in comparison to other missions. Now, let me take a second and show you how this works real quick. Okay, so I just finished off Tickle's Elmo here as one of my bounty, and I'm just going through some of the items that he gave me. And now that I'm scavenging through whatever it is, trying to dismantle anything I don't want, try to alleviate some backpack space. The next thing you do is you go on your map, okay? And right there where it says bounties, it'll give you these bullseyes. You click on the bullseye, and for me, I'm on PC, so I would have to press spacebar to activate. And once it does that, it does this little, home screen thing right here, gives you a little confirmation. And then you have approximately 15, or I think every one of is that you have 15 minutes to get to said area, right? So once you hit a spot, you do exactly what I'm doing here. You go and you fast track yourself to the closest control point, home base, whatever it is, and then from there you can walk it the rest of the way and find out where the bounty target is. Now, keep in mind, even though as you can see I got off the map in order when I wanted to fast track. Um, and you can go ahead and click back on it so that way you can get the orange pathway. Your time is still ticking. So even if you don't select that target as a place to as a map in your area and you don't want the orange pathway, that clock's going to continuously tick, right? So just be in mind that if you get distracted easily, and maybe you run into a control point or there's a squad of guys, whatever it is, that time's going to keep on ticking. Um, Last thing I want to mention is that even though you die, okay, it's going to say you lost the bounty. The bounty's not gone forever. You lost the bounty. You have to go again, find said bounty. And then you have to click on them and repeat the option again. You don't lose them forever. It's not a one time thing and the bounty goes underground forever. It's just one of those things that when you die, you just got to repeat that process as if you didn't start the bounty at all. And really, other than that, I mean, it's pretty cut and dry. It's very enjoyable. Like I said, it refreshes every so often. At minimum daily. And so you can essentially every day come in and hit your bounties. Every day get some bounties and get some good XP. And a lot of times I use this now to try to test out different guns. I'm not as good with the builds yet. I don't have these wild items yet that I could really start getting, some nasty builds on. But if anything, I do like to compare guns since I'm, stuck to like two that I'm using right now. That if I do different attachments or if I am moving my chest piece or my backpack and I really want to see if I'm getting, bang for my buck, man, I'll throw on a bounty. It's quick, it's easy. I get a good boss fight. I get some variety, and I thoroughly enjoy them. So I just want to give you guys a heads up. Man, I appreciate the time that everybody took to come, to click on and say hi. Please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.